Hello everybody and welcome to the masterclass on AI operations, redesigning operational processes to exploit the full potential of AI. My name is Aaron Bosen-Patel and I'm the Vice President of AI, Customer Experience and Data here at TM Forum. I'm absolutely delighted today to be joined by Derek Chen, the Assistant Vice President of Customer Service PCCW Hong Kong Telecom, Luca Franco Valvello, the ICT consultant from Huawei, Zhang Qi, the Senior Project Manager of China Telecom. And today we're going to really talk about, the need for AI operations and how they can help you redesign those processes to exploit the full potential of AI. Please come and join me, our panelists, come back. So today we're going to have a really fantastic session where we're going to talk about AI operations. We're going to hear about the framework, how Orange have implemented AI operations, how PCCW have gone from that traditional operations to one that can support AI services, as well as in what China Unicom has done as well. To my panelists, welcome. Derek, hi.
Hi, Aaron. I'm so glad to be here.
Great. Luca, Zhang Qi, are you with us?
Hi, good morning. Good afternoon to everyone.
Taya.
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone.
Hi. Good morning, everybody.
Hello, Taya. And can't wait to hear what you're going to tell us about Orange. So before we get started with all of your fantastic presentations, it would be great just to hear a little bit from you. So Luca, I'm going to start with you. Why AI operations? Why do we need a new framework?
So basically because AI software is different than traditional software. So we have analyzed in our work stream, in our activity, there are a lot of gaps between how to manage traditional software and how to manage AI software. And to this, we are working on this new AIOps service management framework that shall address those gaps and define a new way or a way that complements existing approach to manage operations.
We'll go to Derek Chen. Derek, it's for China, for you guys, how
Aaron, your voice is very low. I can't hear the question.
How is that? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, fine now. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I don't know what's happened there. So I was just saying to you, how important is this new framework for delivering the services that you need?
Well, it's really critical, I can say, because now we have a lot of AI products coming out. So it's AI for AI. If you don't have AI operation to support AI products, you are crippled.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely going to be the way. Zhang Qi, what for you is the future of AI operations? What are you going to do next?
Well, can you hear me, Aaron?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, I think the evolution of AIOps, autonomous service assurance, will be a fast and a long term, and we will keep focusing on this hotspot and the other key business and operational process as well. For example, we have launching 5G slicing service assurance research. So maybe if any audience today is interested in this, maybe we can have a further discussion after today's meeting. Thank you, Aaron.
No, absolutely. I think that's so important. And hopefully, is Tayab back with us?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Tayab. Sorry, my microphone also failed today. Tayab, for you, is it hard to address the difference between, you've been working operations for a long time, fantastic, and thank you, supporter of TM Forum, developing with us, the ODA and many different operational transformations. Is moving towards AI operations a big shift for service providers? Does it change what you have to do?
Yes, indeed, it is a big shift because we have to move away from current or traditional way of operating toward AI-driven automations. That means we have to break silos that exist today, for instance, from fulfillment and assurance. And we need to integrate all these two frameworks in order to move away to a new style for AIOps operations. That is very challenging from CSP perspective because we need to change many things from skills. We need to update skill teams. We need also to look our OSS applications and to see the best way to evolve from existing toward the new style. And there are two ways to move toward this direction. That is, the first one is transition or migration, so that all CSP used for many decades to do such exercise when it's come to introduce a new technology. That means we have to inject AIOps software capabilities and enabler within our existing OSS applications, and incrementally and seamlessly improving toward reaching the target. And second way to do that is, let's say, clean state approach, meaning that we have to create a new AI system, AI applications system. That means we have to push or launch RFPs with our suppliers. So that is, but the two approaches are not conflicting because we started with migration path, a migration approach, and then we continue in oscillating manner, breaking this clean state approach. And then when mature, then we go toward this ultimate target, that is AIOps automations approach. That is the way that you are seeing evolving from existing toward a target AIOps driven approach.
Great, thank you, Tab. And Derek, you know, we see Asia often leading, particularly at the moment in terms of AI and new technologies and even new services. How important is an AIOps framework to deliver these new generation of 5G services that we keep talking about?
I think framework is so important because we can't do it just by experience. All operators should join together and discuss the best practice and put it into a framework. And using this framework, we can share what we know and the best practice, and we also try to share our actual experience in those frameworks, and all the operator will benefit from it.
And Luca, you know, we heard from Tayeb there talking about the relationships with vendors and operators, and that's changing. Luca, you know, how, you know, are companies like Huawei helping service providers on that journey as they have to migrate towards AI operations? Because, you know, simply just selling black boxes of AI applications isn't good enough, is it? There's got to be the whole operational framework behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, vendors and CSP together, they can embrace this journey, this transformation journey, if they address all the key driver of this transformation. One is the processes. So, and the framework is help a lot on that. The framework gives the set of processes that would need to be re-engineered to support those new AI applications. And that blend actually of AI application and traditional software we will have actually eventually in production. But in addition to the processes and the skills that also have been mentioned before, and the operating model, the new operating model, we need also new platforms. We need new systems, new tools, new platforms that help to support this new operation mode. So, and the vendor can, in that sense, help a lot, providing the ultimate platform, state-of-the-art platform that use AI also to manage AI. So as we, and what we see in the future, as we have seen in the past, we see today that we have IT for IT, so IT platform managing IT systems. So what we see in the future is a kind of AI for AI trend. So we will have AI platform that together with humans, of course, AI platform managing AI, business support systems, AI, ERP, AI-driven analytics, and all sorts of AI applications. So in that, vendors are key, and of course, partnerships between vendors and champion CSPs is key to embrace that journey.
Thank you. You know, China Telecom, wow. You know, one of the largest operators, you know, in the world deploying new technology. You know, is having a standardized approach very important for you, because you've got so many millions, hundreds of millions of customers that want these new services?
Yes, Aaron. So I think it's we have hundreds of million users for China Telecom. So it's very important for us to monitor, to real-time monitor and analyzing the customer experience. You know, actually we have encountered some difficulty in our practice on AIOps, but I think the biggest challenge for us is the, of course, the availability and the accuracy about the AI model. You know, it will directly affect the result of our system. It just will be in my following presentation, such as our root cause analysis and the energy saving effect. But I think the AIOps service management framework can give us excellent instructions on this. You know, it's just like a full checklist, not only in redesigning a traditional operational process, but also in a way that the AI-enabled software systems are monitored, controlled, and governed. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. I think that's very, very important. You know, monitor, control, and govern, Zanki. That is, I think, a really good takeaway for everybody to think about, you know, as we're talking about this AIOps framework. Well, thank you so much to the panelists for introducing the topic. That was really good. I know we're going to hear from all of you. We've all got some presentations, which I'm so looking forward to. Just a reminder, please, to all of our wonderful participants with us today. If you have any questions, please do write them in the chat box below, and I'll make sure that we ask the questions to all of the speakers as we get going. It's so important we hear from you. And Luca's going to talk to you about the TM Forum project as well as part of his presentation. We'll put some links down, because we really want you guys, the participants, our members of TM Forum, to come and join us and help us build this new AIOps framework of the future. So, Luca, I'm absolutely delighted to introduce you and your topic, talking about the AIOps framework. So those people who don't know Luca has been with TM Forum developing this framework from the very, very beginning. So, Luca, really looking forward to you explaining about it. Thank you very much, Luca.
Thank you, Aaron. So let me start with an overview about an hypothetical AIOps operating model. So future to be a hypothetical operating model. This is what you see here in this slide. This is an operational view, it's not an architectural view. And if we start from the bottom here, where we have the network and the key infrastructure elements running in our production environment, we have as a first layer an autonomous, we will have as a first layer an autonomous infrastructure, where the infrastructure components will have some sort of intelligence inside. They will be embedded with some sort of AI capabilities. And then on the upper layer, we will have a blend actually of AI and traditional software in this layer, because not necessarily all the application will be AI in the future, but some of them will have AI capability, some other will be rule-based, and they will be integrated together and orchestrated together to deliver the services. At the application layer, usually we have thousands of applications. So let's imagine that we have maybe some of those thousands of applications infused with AI, so we can forecast the complexity of that future operations. So in that layer, we'll have so AI-based BSS, AI-based OSS, AI-driven analytics, AI-based ERP, other third-party AI services, and other sort of AI application at that layer. And on the upper layer is actually where our focus is in the collaboration workstream that Aaron mentioned. So it's the AIOps service management layer, and this layer is a key layer to deploy, operate, maintain, govern, control the AI and non-AI and traditional as well. So this blend of AI and traditional components in production. And this layer is also key to support the upper layer, the top layer, that is the business operations layer, where we have the typical business processes like fulfillment, billing, service assurance, revenue management, sales, customer interaction management. And those business processes will be in the future also AI enabled, or will have some sort of AI intelligence also inside embedded. So this blue layer that you see here is an essential bridge to connect to the infrastructure and application layer with the business operation layer. So, and there is where our focus is in this AI ops collaboration activity that we are carrying out inside Team 4. And what we're doing there, so actually there we are designing a new framework, the AIOps Service Management Framework, that is a framework specifically designed to manage, support, operate, govern, and control AI components in complex production environment. And we do that because if you see in this picture, as we see in this picture, the existing frameworks, and here I just I just mentioned the most popular one. This list is not exhaustive. The existing frameworks, they've not been specifically designed to manage AI. They have been designed to manage traditional software, because they have been developed before the advent of AI, or better, the AI was in the labs, but not in production. So if you think about ITIL, Agile, continuous delivery, even DevOps, it is the most recent one, probably the family of DevOps framework, they have been designed for traditional software. They make a great job to manage traditional software, but to manage AI, we need something different, or something that is complementing this existing framework. So the ambition of the AIOps Service Management Framework is not to replace this framework, but it's to complement them, adding new practices, new procedures, new approaches to manage and operate AI components. So that was a timeline view. Here we have a scope view of our, let's divide the word, in this simplifying, of course, in three big areas: dev, ops, and governance, develop, operation, governance. If you see take this view, our focus will be on the ops side. So the AIOps Service Management Framework is addressing the operations processes, the processes that are at the intersection between development and operations. Typically we call them deployment, and the operations governance processes that are needed. So the specific governance processes needed to manage the operations. So this is the scope of the AIOps, and today this area is covered by IT framework, by the DevOps framework, delivery, integration, and also by some more general framework like TN 1000 ISO. So this is the scope of our activity. More specifically, we will redesign all the processes at the deployment stage of the life cycle, the production stage of the life cycle, the commissioning or end of life stage of the applications, and the operations governance processes. What is not in scope in our AIOps framework, is what we call business alignment, or also BRM, so business relationship management. The design and the development, including the architecture of AI solutions, is not in scope, and the overall governance, end-to-end governance. This, by the way, on the governance, there is another work stream with the team following addressing that. And why we do that? We do that, as we mentioned at the beginning, because AI software is different than traditional software. Because AI software learns when exposed into data, is maybe autonomous or self-driven, is dynamic and constantly changing. The software, the baseline of the software of the AI model is blurred because of this continuous evolution of their state. It's non-deterministic, it's a black box and opaque because of the internal hidden logic. It is even more fragile than traditional software, exposed to bias and to corrupted knowledge. And it needs continuous training and retraining in production, machine learning training and retraining in production. And the operations effort needed to manage AI is greater than the operations effort needed to manage traditional software. So for all these characteristics of the AI software, there are gaps between how to manage traditional operations and AI operations. And for this reason, we are addressing every key process of the deployment stage, the life cycle. We take each one of the key processes of this stage, so change management, configuration management, testing, release management, knowledge management, and we take also each key process of the production stage of the life cycle, like monitoring, area management, incident management, problem management, capacity management, data operation that include also the operation of the AI data, something new in production, the application maintenance that include also the training, the machine learning training of the AI components, that is also something new, and the service desk management. And the list, it may not be exhaustive because this work is in progress, so we could identify other processes that are needed to be added to this framework to manage AI components in production and deployment stage. And for each one of this process, we are going through an assessment process. So we identify the as-is, or better, we define what is generally understood as is today. In that sense, we refer to the existing frameworks like Agile, DevOps, and ITIL. We identify the gaps, so we make a process gap analysis in order to identify the gaps between the traditional process and that specific AIOps process. And then we re-engineer the process, identifying process engineering principles, or PRPs, that address those gaps, challenging the specific requirement in AI operations. And also in this activity, we define and analyze case studies, or use case on the adoption of the AIOps processes in real-life CSP operations. For that, here we thank all the CSP that are collaborating to this work stream. 3 of them are here today, so China Telecom is actually one of the co-founders of this work stream, Orange and HKT, and there are many others that are joining this collaboration program and contributing to that. So thank you all for that. The result of all these efforts is consolidated in one document suite. The G1190 is a suite of documents that you can download from Confluence, and you will find in that suite an umbrella document that is define the overall scope of the AIOps Service Management Framework, the methodology, the terminology, the approach, overall approach to this journey. And then you will find one document for each single process. So And so we'll have session. We have IG 1190A for AIOps configuration management, IG 1190B for AIOps change management, and today we have assessed until IG 1190G, that is the AIOps incident management. Currently, we are assessing and re-engineering the problem management process. It will be the next deliverable with the IG 1190H. Is currently in progress during the sprint 6. You will find actually a latest deliverable publication. This is beginning October as part of the sprint cycle 5 on Confluence. Let me just give you an example of a gap analysis and how a process could be so different in AIOps compared to traditional operation. Let's take, for example, the change management process that is also affecting the configuration, the version management process, the release management process, the configuration management process. So if you see here in this picture, this slide, so this is a possible life cycle development, life cycle management of traditional operations. Of course, the number of life cycle widely depend on your specific development strategy and version management strategy. But let's assume in general we may have, as a general example, we may have a major development life cycle, for example, on the quarter base. Then we may have a minor development life cycle on a monthly base, for example. We may have a configuration management development life cycle on a weekly base, for example, or even on a daily base if you're using some agile or DevOps approach. Each one of these life cycle will generate a new version of your software, of your application, and then you push it to production through a static change management process, or also using a development pipeline if you are using some sort of DevOps or continuous delivery approach. So this is what happened in traditional operation. This will continue to happen also in AI operation, because also in AI operation we will have major development, minor development, so planned release cycles. But in addition to this, we will have an offline training cycle that also generate a new version of the AI software, and this cycle could be even faster than the configuration development cycle, because it may happen also every day or every 2 days or every week when you consider that you have enough new data set to train your model again. And then you may have also in production for online model a online training cycle. So you train with new data sets. You may train with new data sets your AI model in production continuously. So this generates also new version of the model, of the component, the AI component that need to be managed and be tracked. And this impacts everything. Impacts the version management, the environment management, the configuration management, the release management, the testing process. So all these generate a big impact, and all this generates also more complexity to manage in the operations. So this is just an example of the gaps that we are finding and the gaps that we are addressing inside the AIOps service management framework. Let me just now highlight the last element of this last topic of this presentation, and that is actually, as we have seen so far, that's to start this journey, AIOps journey, to embrace this transformation. We need new processes, as I mentioned at the beginning, new process, new skills, new organization, new operating model. But we need also new OSS tools, because the OSS platform need to be redesigned to manage AI component at scale in CSP operations, need to be compliant with some sort of industry standard. And of course, we suggest, and we are proposing that they shall be compliant with the TF4 AIOps service management framework, that is an industry standard that we are building up together with the TF4 members. And then they shall use AI to manage AI because of the complexity, because also the strong capability that AI brings to us. So the strong benefits. So in the future, as we mentioned at the beginning, we see that we will have a trend kind of AI for AI. So we'll have AI platform managing AI, some business support systems, AI, and any sort of AI systems in operations. I will conclude with a video that give you an example of a platform, of an OSS platform that is has embraced this journey. Is OTIN, is a Huawei platform, and is a platform that is AI-driven, AI-powered to manage intelligent operation, to manage AI operation. Let's see the video.
Since the dawn of civilization, humanity has been making connections. It began with gestures, then words. And now, with the wonders of the modern age, it is so much more. The advent of 5G will once again bring about a revolution in how we connect. As we forge new possibilities, so too will the possibilities shape us. In face of the explosive demands in the new era, we need to rethink today's people-centric network operation mode. Redefine the limits of network quality, efficiency, agility by leveraging on people's knowledge and the power of machines. OTIN, a next-generation man-machine collaborative network operation solution, developed with industry-leading insights and knowledge. Automate and elevate the process of network management. AI, it's the driving technology behind OTIN, a power that catalyzes the operation transformation, a force that will take care of tedious, repetitive, mundane operational tasks, so human intelligence can be used where it should, to realize the true potential of an intelligent, fully connected world, and industries can achieve cost reduction, quality improvement and transformation in time for 5G. OTIN, leading digitalized operation transformation solution. Unleash the power of operations.
Luca, thank you so much. That was really, really interesting. A great presentation from you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
That's absolutely brilliant. And I think you can really there see the power of operations, which Luca showed. And again, if you've got any questions, please do put them in the chat box and we'll make sure that we get to them. So now we're going to hear from Tayyab. Tayyab, absolutely delighted to have you here. You know, you've been one of the founders of this work with the other speakers, really working hard on creating this AI operations framework. So excited to hear about how in Orange, Tayyab, you're starting to implement this. So Tayyab, please tell us your story.
Great, thank you, Aaron. Switch my slide. I can't see my slide.
While Rebecca's finding that slide, Tayyab, I'll ask you a question just while Rebecca will move on to the next slide for you. You know, Tayyab, Orange is, you know, a huge company working in multiple regions from France to Asia. Do you plan on rolling AI operations across all your territories?
Sure, that is what I wanted to show you today. There are 2 items that I would like to share with you today on the way how we are moving toward this AIOps style. The first question is how we can move our OSS under the scope of AIOps. And second, we have to look at AIOps stakeholder roles, interaction, and dependency, and also responsibility demarcation, because AIOps is within the landscape. And also, I will propose to see how we can operationalize this AIOps standard from TM Forum against our use case on fault diagnostic and root cause analysis.
Thank you, Tom. Really looking forward to it. Look forward to your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, I try to move to the next slide. Yes, this is our OSS vision toward AIOps style. Our OSS applications is built on our legacy network and also next generation. It's composed of 6 building blocks that we can see here with each color. The first one is, I can't switch my slide to move to, yes. The first one is this support system, and we have also the design system, and also we have this orchestration building block. On the top of that, we have fulfillment and assurance. And we have vertical components with this AI that we can see all cognitive models and AI engine, and it allows us to inject AI capabilities to all these other building blocks. So today we have silo model from fulfillment and assurance, each with own data, and we have multiple repository. So we need to move away from this new OSS, let's say future OSS. We need to move away from this silo model to one integrated model for fulfillment and assurance. To do that, we need to break silo from traditional way to new ways. So we need to integrate the 2 components here. And this integration allows us to push a new item toward TM Forum by combining this fulfillment and assurance layer in item. So today we have this fragmentation of this fulfillment and assurance processes. And now within AIOps style, we need to combine, we need to integrate the 2 fulfillment and assurance. So for that, we need unified data, unified format, unified repository for both fulfillment assurance. That is very important. And we need also commonly shared data to make available in timely manner to fulfillment and assurance. That means we have service provisioning, we have security provisioning, along with security assurance and service assurance. That is very important to mention. So now let's move to our OSS application. And Luca mentioned that we have this OSS application and the way to move toward AI-driven automation. So we have here our expertise, we have the probes, we have all the landscape from AIOps that Luca mentioned. And from our platform, OSS application, and the way that we map with TM Forum AIOps framework, our OSS is composed of various applications. Each application is steered by application owner. From assurance, we have this assurance Calypso composed of 3 applications. We have Ocean, we have S1, we have Alert, that means incident management, we have problem management application, and we have change management application. And for monitoring and performance side, we have 2 applications, so-called Quicksilver and Gaspar. And we have also knowledge management applications. We have configuration management application, and we have also testing applications, so-called concept. So that is the landscape of a main OSS application within our portfolio. And the good news from the mapping with TM Forum asset, we can see perfect and nice mapping with AIOps framework. This is the mapping that I did. So that's very important for us because we have actively contributing to this AIOps Hallmark with the TM Forum. So we have to leverage this standard, as Luca mentioned, that is the way to streamline our investments. And then we have also to feed back to TM Forum thanks to our experience by implementing this AIOps in our OS application. So now let's move to this stakeholder within AIOps. So here we can see AIOps teams that's interacting with deployment team, in fact, and we are interacting also with AI model tester and data scientist and data manager. So they have two categories of processes and stakeholder. The first one is the strategy committee that provide input from business and strategic part. And we have also the other part with AI operational committee that can provide business and also operational input toward the central part that is in the middle, that procurement, where we can procure all the AI model that is the main ingredient in order to operationalize the AI model within AIOps team. So, and we have two external stakeholders, the independent tester and independent certifier, and we have also the marketplace of AI model and our supplier. So there is multiple interaction among all these stakeholders. The first interaction, let's say internal interaction, and I'll show you. There's a green arrow that shows interaction within CSP landscape. Here we can see that's interaction between data scientist, the tester with deployment team in order to prepare AI model to be ready for deployment. And then once we have trained the model, we have deployed the model, we have to operate on a daily basis. So that's the role of AIOps team. This is the reason why we have this interaction. And during this operation, we may have to continuously update our AI model thanks to the DevOps process. That is the interaction with procurement team. And also we have to inject some business policies and operational policies from strategic team. That is the sense of this interaction. The second category of interaction is with outside the world, with our partners. And I show you this interaction that is, sorry, the blue ones. Here we have AIOps team that's constantly interacting with the marketplace with a model of supplier in order to provide, to update release. As Luca mentioned, we have this release management process under DevOps process, continuously providing updating of AI model. And we have also this major release that between our procurement department and also with AI marketplace. That is the other interaction with our partners. And the third interaction that I wanted to share with you and to mention here, it's very strategic. It is these black arrows. For instance, once it's come to high-risk applications, we need to make sure that everything is running properly. This is the reason why we prescribe that for this high strategic application, we need independent tester and security tester. We don't rely on a one-time tester. We don't rely on testing campaign that can be performed by a supplier. So we have to prescribe that for this strategic application, independent tester and independent tester that take the role of this testing campaign, safety campaign. By the way, the European Commission in the white paper proposed a recommendation on this area. So here we are trying to open-set this European Commission for this AI strategic application and sensitive application that may cause damage. So that we need to make sure that from accountability, from responsibility, from ethical aspect, these AI applications are tested and certified by action body. So here we are aligned with European Commission recommendation. So that's very important to have this landscape to show a responsibility demarcation, the role and the duty and the responsibility attached to each player in this landscape. And in fact, these AIOps are mapped with TM Forum framework that Luca presented earlier. So now let's move to our use case. What is the problem that we wanted to solve? Here we provide accuracy diagnostic for FTTH diagnostic that we deliver to our customer to identify possible root cause of the network in order to help technicians on site if there is intervention is really needed. That means we need to reduce OpEx. And the main pain points that CSP are experiencing in this space are, the first is the volume of alarm, means for CSP high OpEx, and it's the big problem that CSP are facing. The second is the noise. Too many uncorrelated and duplicated alarms are noisy, and so we need to eliminate this noise, because these alarms are collected from different network and services, and so we need to clean all this alarm and to eliminate the noise. The third is the quality of alarm. In fact, poor quality of alarm, not correlated, is time consuming and cost consuming in order to clean this alarm and to extract patterns that help us for this diagnosis process. And the solution is to use AI. In terms of benefits, in fact, we need to decrease the rate of no identified fault. That's very important. Second, we need to decrease the three major metrics that are well known by all CSPs. The first is mean time of detect, second is mean time of investigate, and the third is mean time of resolve. And we need also to reduce OpEx. In fact, with an accurate diagnostic, technician will spend less time on site to investigate the cost, the root cause. So that is very important in terms of expectation and benefit. Now, what about solutions? From our side, this is the real use case that we deployed our real network. And the solution that we are providing, we deployed, is all-made solution. That's important for us to mention that this solution is all-made, and it's composed for multiple models. This AI-based solution uses unsupervised learning to help identify the root cause analysis, but also use unsupervised model to track the dependency between observation and root cause analysis. That is what I wanted to show you today with respect to implementation, the real use case scenario that we deployed based on our all-made applications, AI tools that we use in this use case. And from TM Forum side, we did this mapping, in fact, with AIOps IG 1119 suites. I was in incident management part and also problem management part. Now let's move to life cycle of AIOps. In fact, here we can see the AI model marketplace. We can see different models of different AI model algorithm. We have buy, we have make, we have make with, and we have the reseller. Here we have the buy. That means we have a traditional supplier that supplies AI model based on our golden rules that as CSP we prescribe to our supplier in order to be compliant with our golden rule for AI systems and AI component that is from procurement department that is interacting with our suppliers. And we may have also, let's say, outsiders, new entrant in this AI technology space. We don't have any long-term commitment with them because that's new, and they are providing a fresh idea. Let's say they are AI native, so we need to interact with this new entrant outsider, but we need to assess sustainability because we don't have any long-term commitment with them, but we need to assess their products, their energy products from AI algorithm and models. And we may have also another category of development AI model, so-called co-development. One CSP can join its forces with one supplier in order to co-develop AI model and algorithm and to provide license model with this development mode. And within this co-development, we may have also open source development model. That also is another way to develop AI model. And we may have that CSP becoming software company can develop its own software. It's exactly what I showed you in the previous slide for our use case. In orange, we have our own marketplace of AI model. You can procure some AI model. You can go to our portal, we can see that, so that other CSP can do so, of course. And we may have also a reseller of AI model that it has not to develop anything. It has just to focus on marketing and sale based on other suppliers, either co-branding or selling this AI model under its own brand. So in terms of a process, the first action that we have to do is to procure the AI model for marketplace. This is our environment for testing, for training, and we have a design studio. We procure our AI model, and then we push our business policies and our operations policies in our AI model, and then we associate this design blueprint into our production environment in order to have multiple instances. What is challenging here, when we move toward a production environment and strengthening this design blueprint, we may have thousands of AI instances running simultaneously. Each AI instance is unique, meaning that it's executing or enforcing subset of business and operational policy. And then we have to track, we have to chain all these AI instances in order to build AI or product offering that can be exposed to our customer to consume our AI-based product, what's called cognitive business. And we have to deal with continuous learning, continuous testing, as Luca mentioned, when we are in production. So that's the second part from this AI life cycle. And then we have this feedback or anthropocentric analysis in order to have this continuous procuring in order to take the best in class AI model during production to replace some AI instances that are not fulfilling the desired objective, and we can replace them with the new ones with better performance. That is very important. For instance, we may have to track how many percentage of AI instances are fulfilling the objective that it is assigned to. And then for that, we can either remove these AI instances and replace them by the new ones. That is important. And for mapping with AI ops framework from TM Forum, we have these onboarding processes that we are producing in production. And then we have this life cycle AI ops, and then we have this retrospective analysis. Now, let's move to the, to the last part, that's the mapping of our AI use cases against this AI framework from TM Forum. So that is very important. Once we have the standard, to assess the standard against the real implementation. That's exactly what we are providing. We have contributing in this AI ops framework. We are providing just our real use case, and we test against the IG 1119G, and we identify top 10 process reasoning principle, PRPs, and we identified 10s against our use case. That's very important to have it feedback from the real implementation or from CSPs. If you can see IG 1119, we can see our use case, and can see also use case from other CSPs. That's very important feedback to this huge work that we did in this AI ops stream led by Luca. So that's, and we have to continue this process for other AI ops processes. That is, in a nutshell, what I want to share with you today from Orange side. Thank you.
Tayeb, thank you so much for that great presentation. That was fantastic. And now we're going to hear what's happening in PCCW Hong Kong Telecom with Derek Chen, who's going to talk about how to go from traditional AI ops to supporting AI services. Derek, really looking forward to hear what you've got to say.
Good day to everyone. I'm Derek from Hong Kong Telecom. And actually, I'm more on the area of marketing and on the area of customer experience. So my perspective is more on the customer experience side and in contribution to the whole AI ops. Briefly about Hong Kong Telecom is a subsidiary of PCCW, and it has developed many OTT apps like the Iris OTT apps, which is mainly for the B2B video assurance services. We also have the Dr. Go for medical consultation. Now is for the entertainment content, etc. So Hong Kong Telecom is not just providing connectivity. We actually now develop a lot of OTT service, and many customers is using it. So these services is all cloud-based, 4G or 5G video applications, and Hong Kong Telecom partner with Huawei Technologies to use AI to support the service quality. Also, actually, in itself, these products has AI component inside. And for the past years, especially last year, our premium customer database growth about 8% year on year. And actually for these OTT service, for the first half of this year, we grow by 26%. So it's very vital for us to support these OTT apps. And previously, we don't have too much methodology to serve our customer on these OTT apps. You can see in the bottom that we are very reactive. Customers report their issues, and then we try to look into it and try to solve it. But introducing AI ops, we will be able to understand from the data pool the experience of the customers and try to see where's the problem areas before the customer even complain about it. And we try to fix the problem areas. So AIOps is actually, to us, is part of the big picture of the whole AI strategy in Hong Kong Telecom. So let me briefly share our actual strategy to action. First, we need to at least standardize all the data we get and able to analyze it. We got the data from cloud service, from the web, from the mobile, from the social media, and from even our network equipments. But they are all in different formats. So while we help us to unify these information, and next, it's very important that we create a dynamic customer profile. Dynamic because our customer is changing their pattern from time to time, and we need to understand they have changed, and so we can match on it. And the third part is to have real-time engagements. How can we really engage them is to have insights. And one of it is through AIOps. Through AIOps, we are really able to get insights on their experience on using our service. And not just through while they are calling us, before we really know about that. And reports showing that every complaint we receive, actually at least 26% has the similar poor experience, but they won't complain. So you can see it's so important for us to have the AI operations. So we call it the AI power operations, adopting the TM Forum AIOps model. So previously, when the customer complains, it starts the event to solve it, and the post-event to review and how to improve. But AIOps is happening even well before the customer complaint. We already try to predict and prevent, trying to understand from the post-event. The post-event will feed data for us to understand where to improve, and checking the customer experience, we really see if it is able to improve our customer experience. A second way to understand is to see is there more and more customer subscribing our service, or they have a good comment on our service. So the pre-event is very important in the AIOps, so that it is a chain. You can see from the pre-event to the in-event to the post-event. AIOps is there for every moment. And as just mentioned by Tyabs and Aaron, and also by Luca, it's important for us to group together, to join together to build the framework. And they also mentioned that the IG 1190 AIOps service management, the whole framework, and inside the process, there are different processes. What I want to mention in supplement to them is that all these individual process, we operators have actual use case written into it, so that when you look at these process, you can really refer to one of the operator, how they are using it. I think that's the very treasure of these development by TM Forum. So I just mentioned that we have a lot of products, and let me show you one of the products that Hong Kong Telecom now is using. It's called the Iris. It's mainly a B2B AI service, and let's see what is happening.
Hi, I'm Iris, and I'd like to introduce to you the future, when business is truly innovative and truly intelligent. Follow me. Let's first visit a shopping mall. Video cameras with advanced heat mapping features let you capture and analyze important customer data, such as customer traffic and flow paths. Hot and cold zones can also be identified. This data insight lets you perform customer behavior prediction, and so you can do better store planning, marketing promotions, and even brand portfolio management and rental adjustments. Okay, customers are important, but there are also other VIPs in the world. I'm referring to children, of course. Children are every family's VIPs. This system can help guarantee their safety. When children finish school, facial recognition technology can verify the identities of parents and guardians who are authorized to pick up the children. This helps ensure the school's childcare policy is properly followed. Let's see how this technology can assist in property management. Using it for access control is generally more accurate than other forms of identification, such as smart cards and keys, which can be stolen. Authorized access can also be more easily managed. Property management staff can save time and effort for other more important operations. Let's take a look at another example. The system has artificial intelligence and can detect parked cars that exceed the time limits or are unauthorized. Alerts can be automatically sent to property management to lock these cars. Automatic license plate recognition can read license plate information and efficiently issue warnings and even tickets. When a car is blocking an important exit, such as a car park exit or fire station exit, an automatic alert will be sent to the security room. Then, on-duty personnel can take prompt action. For construction sites, this system is also highly capable. A drone can easily and quickly reach many areas, including places difficult for workers. The recorded video can be processed, and machine learning can learn and detect about abnormal patterns, such as cracked concrete walls and broken windows. Alerts can be promptly sent. This automatic system is much more efficient and more accurate than having a person manually watch hours of boring video to find problems. Now that you've seen examples of how this amazing system works, you might be wondering, what is this system? Actually, I should say, who is this amazing system? Because it is me. I am Iris, the future of your business.
The possibility of Iris is unlimited with more data, insights, and intelligence. Find out how Iris can help you solve business challenges and capture opportunities. Iris, from surveillance to intelligence.
Okay, thank you. So that's end my presentation.
Thank you so much, Derek. That was brilliant. What a great video to end with and introducing Iris. It's a great pleasure to introduce our final speaker for today, Zhang Qi, who's a senior project manager at China Telecom. Zhang Qi, you're going to be telling us about how China Telecom has used this AIOps framework. Over to you, Zhang Qi.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce myself again. I'm Zhang Qi from China Telecom. Just now, Luca has introduced in detail what AIOps is and how to handle AIOps in the software lifecycle. Now, I would like to spend the next couple of minutes to introduce to you how China Telecom participate in the research of AIOps in TMF and our experience and feelings. First, let's have a quick review about our AIOps journey. Well, our AIOps related work is based on two of our production systems, the mobile internet user experience monitoring and analyzing system, and the AI-driven energy saving management system for 5G RAN. I will introduce them separately later. The model, algorithm research, and the system prototype development launched in 2015. Our first date with TMF Catalyst was in summer 2018. That's the first Action Day event in Beijing. Since then, AIOps as a Catalyst project was kicked off. We won the Best New Catalyst in Show in DTA 2018 and Outstanding Contribution to TMF Assets in DTW 2019. In current DTWS, we bring new Catalyst, the AIOps Autonomous Service Assurance to DTWS platform and completes a series of excellent show to the audience. Meanwhile, inspired by the Catalyst project, AIOps Workstream in Collaboration program was kicked off in Action Week 2019. So far, we've already published several solid deliverables such as the AIOps Service Management Suite and the AIOps White Paper. And China Telecom has participated in all the above work, and it's a wonderful experience for us. So, by the way, I want to thank Aaron, thank Luca, thank you for the great help and support on this work. I mean it. Next, I'd like to introduce our two production system and the use case related to them. I will also explain the synergy between our use case and the TMF AIOps collaboration program. The first system is China Telecom's mobile internet user experience monitoring and analyzing system. As you can see in this page, we collect internet service data from DPI Pro, from cell phone app, and OSS BSS system, covering all the mobile internet users in China, supporting the major 4G, 5G internet services like the web browsing, video streaming, online gaming, instant messaging, AR, VR, and 5G slicing. And the daily data is about 150 terabyte, and the app user is over 80 millions. Then a centralized platform is in charge of data processing and the AI analysis. The China Telecom headquarters and the province users can access the system and use various system functions. For example, as I'm speaking now, today is also a big day for Chinese e-commerce of Double 11, you know that. Hundreds of millions of customers are having their annual online shopping carnival. The transaction volume may reach 500 billion Chinese yuan or about 75 billion US dollars. The website PV such as Tmall and Jingdong are 4 to 8 times as usual. So it's very important to monitor the CEI of this platform and the service quality of our network, and then diagnose the root cause ASAP if there are any failures or anomalies. So that's the key scenario of this system. We do end-to-end analysis of 5G network elements and find abnormal mutation problem of KPIs through AI algorithm. The abnormal mutation may be a sudden increasing or a sudden dropping. And the KPIs that we often use are time delay, download speed, success rate, etc. And the root cause is identified by using FC, fluctuation contribution algorithm. We divide the end-to-end network into several segments, which are the user equipment, the radio access network like IP RAN, core network, and SP. This segment may also be the possible root cause factors. The final root cause may be one single factor or two or more factors combination. China Telecom is the biggest fixed network operator and the second largest mobile network operators in China. We have implemented this root cause analysis since 4G era and upgraded along with China Telecom's 5G network deployments as well. It will shorten the network fault locating time from hours and days to even minutes and save much manual analysis cost up to around 30%. Now let's see the synergy between this use case and the AIOps service management framework. We use concrete use case to enrich AIOps service management framework, mapping with every process re-engineering principle. At the same time, the framework is a comprehensive inspection for us, letting us know the gaps and areas that need to be optimized. I think this is a very good and benign interaction mode. As you can see here, this is our root cause analysis AI model version management solution, which is a use case to IG 1190B, the AIOps change management. Okay, the second production system is China Telecom's AI-driven energy-saving management system for 5G RAN, which also inspires some of our other use cases in AIOps process. The system automatically collects and integrates base station parameter data, MRO data, and KPI data, then develops AI models in power-saving areas such as co-coverage, automatic evaluation, and AI-based cell dormancy to realize the base station loading forecast. The system automatically generates power-saving shutdown strategy for specific scenarios such as the symbol level shutdown, channel level shutdown, a carrier level shutdown, deep dormancy, and 4G, 5G coordination, and power configuration. A customized MML command can flexibly control the assurance and the rollback of power saving strategy. At the same time, the whole operating process is visualized. A large screen can monitor the real-time performance indicators such as CEI, access, retention, integrity, coverage, and business. Finally, through the iterative optimization process, the best balance between network optimization, customer experience, and power saving is ensured. The core algorithm of this system is AI-enabled, and our acceptance testing process consists of 5 steps, which are pre-acceptance test, simulation bed, flight bed, post-acceptance test, and production bed. We have developed a test platform for offline and online testing for simulation bed and flight bed, and ensure the usability of the platform. And we map this testing process with all the 24 re-engineering principles in AIOps acceptance testing as use case in IG 1190D, showing what we do to verify and approve the readiness and acceptance of the new or changed AI software for the final delivery and rollout into the production environment. And also we show the mapping with re-engineering principle of the AIOps monitoring and event management in IG 1119F as another use case. That is a key process to ensure and enhance the quality and the performance of the services and to reduce the operational risks. So through the above introduction, let's see what can AIOps service management framework bring. I think in 5G area, operators have more urgent desire and motivations to quickly and intelligently locate, analyze, process, and even predict the network anomalies and failures to ensure customer experience and service level. And AI drive the automation and enhancement of the service assurance process and make it autonomous and self-driven. It can precisely locate the network fault, and our cost of manual analysis is reduced by around 30%. And AIOps service management framework can be applied to other key business and operational process or to other CSP domains in order to make them predictive, autonomous, and self-healing. I think this will definitely be the driving force of service quality assurance and the revenue growth. And our end goal is to contribute to transform the service assurance process and bring it to the next and ultimate maturity stage. Okay, finally, I'd like to say joining the AIOps collaboration program and every AIOps catalyst can bring us freshness and exciting outcome. And we will continue to collaborate in the AIOps framework and transfer our experience into concrete TMF assets. Thank you very much. Aaron.
Thank you so much. That was a really great presentation, Zanki. And I've got one really good question for you from the audience. And I think this is going to be very important and something, Zanki, which I think you would have addressed as part of this transformation. We have a great question from Sunganda Amiatya, who says, hello, Zanki, very useful and nice presentation. What they want to know is how important was changing your organizational structure? Did you have to change teams and what they did?
Yeah, it's a quite good question. You know that just before my presentation, I talked about the some challenges that we faced to in my system. But one point that I have not mentioned is the question that you have just mentioned. Is I think it's a non-technical issue about or challenge about the AIOps. Technical issue is easy to solve, but non-technical issues is a big challenge. You know, in China Telecom, we have over 500,000 employees around the country. We have headquarter users, we have province users, and in headquarter and in province, we have so many, department, and we have to change the organization of the company to solve the problem. We have isolated system. It's isolated, but we must coordinate all the department to form a new organization to solve the data issue, to solve the coordination issues for better communication and improvement of our system. It's not easy. It's really tough, you know. But fortunately, I think we are on the way. It's a long going along with our 5G network deployments. It's a good question. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Zanki. I think that's so important. You have to, as we always say, people, you know, and processes are so important that we align those things. Well, unfortunately, we're coming to the end of this fantastic session that we have today. We've had fantastic presentations, and thank you for the questions. You know, Luca, Tayab, Derek, Zanki, thank you so much for sharing with you all about the operations framework. Just to remind everybody, please do come and get involved with us in the collaboration team. We all want to, would all very happily welcome you into the work. If you'd like to find out more, please go on to tmforum.org. You can click through onto join a project. If you click AI, then you'll have full access to the AI work stream. Any questions or any trouble, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is abozeman@tmforum.org, and I'll be very happy to get you in the right direction. Also, we have to mention all of this fantastic work that we've spoken about today. A summary of it is available in the AIOps white paper, which is a practical framework for AI-driven operations for telco. So if you want to take that QR code down, it will link you directly to where that white paper is. As I said, that's all we've got time for today, but please do join us for the rest of the Digital Transformation World Series. We've got plenty happening today. We've got the regional keynotes from EMEA happening today, and then tomorrow we're going to go over across to the Americas and hear from the likes of Brahim Gideon, the CTO of TELUS. So thank you very much again. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for those of you who are listening to this on demand. All from me, Aaron Bozeman-Patel, and from the speakers, thank you and have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
Have a nice day.